Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and sell our land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
No More Black Tears Radio, we back in the building. You know what I'm saying? Mr. DJ Rose, Caesar C's, Nicole, Verteezy. It all happened in the week, man. What's going on, Verteezy?
So this week in sports, we've had a lot of NBA trades go down, the deadline. The biggest name that people was waiting to see move was Giannis. He's going to stay a Milwaukee Buck, at least for the rest of this season. Did any trade pop out to you that just made you just be like, wow? And was there potentially a trade that did not happen that made you be like, that was a mistake?
Anytime I see the Washington Wizards, that is basically, to me, it's one of two teams that's basically fucking purgatory. Your career is at a standstill or over. It's where careers go to die.
Shout out Swaggy P.
And then I saw a thing about John Wall's, John Wall's real fucking confident in his skills. He was like, I had to make everybody better on that team. And I was like, honestly, he ain't had no fucking help. That Washington's been trash for a long fucking time. And AD, man, it's one of them sad stories, man. Like, he just seemed like he can't get right. Like, injury prone.
Mr. Can't get right, always down.
Always down, just can't get right. And then looking at the Mavs, when you're doing these four-player trades, and you're also throwing in package deals where it's like 2028, second-round picks, first-round picks. It's a lot of. I just saw a whole lot of packaging deals and three-way trades. I did say this. I want to say a few weeks ago. I was just saying. I was like, the trend is to have 3- and 4-way trades. You see that with Cavs. That's another one where I was like, I hate it had to be him. And then because it's like him between
Garland.
Yeah, between Harden and fucking Schroeder. Who's been hold out more? Of course I'm gonna say Schroeder been hold out more, but Harden, or a player that has played at the levels we've seen him play, he's been on a lot of fucking teams. And it's like, with a team, I just don't have faith in Cleveland. I know Cleveland's been solid for a lot of years. It's just like, man, I'm like, bro. And then my final one is Chris Paul should is retired, man. That wasn't worth the paperwork, wasn't worth the moves. He should have just retired.
So where's Chris Paul now?
He is now in Toronto. And that was one of those three-way trades with.
He did retire, man. As soon as he got there, he went out on Twitter and announced that he was retiring immediately from the NBA.
What the hell? You said, does that add to my point? You see what I'm saying? It wasn't worth the trade, maybe behind the scenes.
I mean, they made trades for like cap space and all that other stuff.
A lot of these moves, that's really what it was.
So what was he playing at?
He was still with the Clippers. Remember, they just sent him home.
Oh, they just sent him home. Oh, I thought they cut him. Oh, so they just sent him home. Okay.
I think that's a lot of what this is it's a lot of cap space being cleared. And I want to say one of the best trades where I feel like it was like pretty much an even fucking trade, because Orlando, the Magic have a decent squad. Like, they have a spread. Like, there's not like, oh, you got one or two players. Like, they're probably one of the most depth, teams with depth. To me, that I've seen on the East in the Eastern Conference, the Orlando Magic have the most depth of players, and I feel like they made pretty solid out of the trade. So I besides that, Utah kind of was surprising. The Bulls. Oh, that was another trade with the Celtics. But yeah, I mean,
I just got one question. How are the strip clubs in Cleveland?
Ohio is a state. I hate Ohio as a state. Fuck that state.
So is James Harden going to get his jersey retired again? I think that's why he always went to different cities to get his jersey retired.
They got hoes in Cleveland. I heard. You know, Cameron used to say I used to get it in Ohio. They got hoes out there.
Shit, I mean, maybe, man, maybe they had hoes, man. I know from the Cavs, standpoint, it was a decent trade for them, man, because Garland been hurt the last 2 years, man, and when Garland was healthy with them 2.5, 3 years ago, it was the number one team in the East, and they was looking like title contenders. But then him getting hurt kind of derailed all that. Harden's averaging 25 and 8. The points probably going to come down more to like 21, 22, maybe even 19.
Do you think he's going to help them, like, the spread? Like, is he going to be more of a facilitator?
Yeah, no, he's going to play like a true point guard because you got Donovan Mitchell who's playing at a high level. You got Evan Mobley who's playing elite. They got Jarrett, who's another center that's playing elite for them. They really just need Harden to just play okay, to be honest. They don't even need him to play great, man. So that was a good move for the Cavs, but it was a great move for the Clippers because you get Garland, a young point guard who has made an All-Star team before, who looks like a bright young player. He's just had some injuries these last couple of years, so he can get healthy in LA. You put him there with some of that young talent that they're trying to get in LA. Like, that team's going to be probably good in like 2-3 years, man.
I think it was better for the Clippers because Harden and Donovan Mitchell are both ball-dominant players. And to bring him in to be on the team, there's going to be no excuses for them this year because you're going to have to make it at least to the conference finals. At least to the conference finals for both of them because both of them in the playoffs, they play good all season long, but in the playoffs they don't show up. So they go have to show something.
Yeah, man. The two trades that I found really interesting for this deadline that was made, that the triggers were pulled. One, me and Rose had talked about in the last episode. The Celtics are looking very good. They have actually played a lot better than we thought they was going to play this year without Tatum. A lot of them players are playing good. So for you to get a center / power forward like Vucevic, who's like I think he made the All-Star team, for the foreigners, man. And like, that's a very good, productive player. You add him to that rotation. I'm not saying they're going to come out the East, but now with the East being as beat up as it is, now I can look at them as legit contenders to come out the East. And also, man, hey, man, it's not too many moves Atlanta make that I be cheering about, but Kuminga coming to the Hawks was a great move. Getting off Porzingis, who hasn't been good since he was playing with Boston, the year they won the championship, and I don't even know how good he was.
Porzingis ain't been good since he was playing before he got drafted overseas.
He was straight with the Knicks, man, but nah, like, for real though, man, like, Kuminga is a very nice young player. He's athletic. He's a wing. Now we got 3 good wings in Jalen Johnson, Kuminga, and Dyson Daniels, who was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year last year. Like, yo, that's a really good pickup. And then we get to add Buddy Hield. Now, some people feel like he might get bought on his contract and go somewhere else.
I hope not.
I want him to stay because you're talking about one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, someone who can play defense at times. Yo, you add him to that rotation, the spacing we can have. Yo, like, if Atlanta can make the playoffs, man, they'll be a very dangerous team now. They'll be a very dangerous team in a watered-down Eastern Conference, man. But talking about being dangerous, the NFL Honors is going to announce the Hall of Fame tonight. And these are the people that's up for the Hall of Fame. These are the VAVE finalists: Willie Anderson, Drew Brees, Jari Evans, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, Torrey Holt, Luke Kuechly, Eli Manning. They've already announced that he's not going to make it. Terrell Suggs, Adam Vinatieri, Reggie Wayne, Kevin Williams, Jason Witten, Darren Woodson, and Marshall Yonder, as well as we found out last weekend Bill Belichick will not make it, even though he has a resume that's, second to none. And we found out this week that Robert Kraft isn't going to make it. C's, what's your thoughts about the potential people getting nominated for making the Hall of Fame tonight?
Man, Bill Belly, man, he should have been a shoo-in to me, man. Robert Kraft, as far as owners, nobody can. Me personally, I got no ties to Boston, and I don't fucking support the Pats, so whatever. He didn't make it, but a lot of those other names, man, like just Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees, fucking shoo-in. Larry Fitzgerald did some amazing things, catch wise, and then like I'm thinking Reggie Wayne. That was one of the names you said. You said Reggie Wayne.
Will Anderson. Did you say? I didn't hear Reggie Wayne. You said Reggie Wayne?
Yeah, Reggie Wayne.
Okay, you just
Suggs, another one.
Terrell Suggs.
I thought he already made it for some
No,
reason.
he didn't make it.
He's been on the ballot before, right? Chopping block.
Last year, he was on the ballot last year.
Last year, him and Keithley was on the ballot last year. Just their second year.
With a lot of those names, man, like, but definitely Breeze, definitely in there, man.
And it's only a total of 5 players that can get in, correct?
Yeah, only 5 players.
But they don't have to put 5 of them in.
Yeah, no, they don't have to put 5
I would
players in.
say Larry and Breeze definitely those ones. I expect to see those two go up.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, we thought Bill Belichick was a lock, man, and I be listening to the arena, and goddamn Jerry McCoy keeps saying that he talked to people who actually vote for the Hall of Fame, and he said earlier last year it's going to be a weird year for the Hall of Fame. Just wait and see, and it's already some weird activities happening. But Drew Brees and Larry should be locks. I'm not even going. Probably the only other player I want to touch on in terms of these plays that potentially will make it would probably be Frank Gore. It would be nice to see a player of his caliber because he was a great running back for a long, long, long time. It'll be good to see him make it because I don't know how many more Hall of Fame running backs we're going to get in this new NFL. Like, Derrick Henry obviously is going to make it, but a lot of these running backs get hurt early in their career and they just don't get enough touches. And he was a great player for a long time, man. But the Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft one, and that Spygate a motherfucker, bro. Because I just don't understand, man.
No legacy, man.
Nah, I just don't understand, man, like how we can have probably the greatest coach in history, and in my opinion, probably the greatest owner in history, and neither one to make the Hall of Fame.
Strong words of that last statement, man.
Man, you get 6 Super Bowls, bro. It's
Bill Taylor said,
that's all, bro. Like
6 Super Bowls ain't enough.
And when I look at Robert Kraft, like, because you say that's, arguable, but, he put together the team, and after what we learned in that Patriots documentary last year, for him to keep that team together as long as he did, that's good ownership, bro. He made sure they paid the players they had to pay. He gave Bill Belichick the freedom to do what he did. Most ownership don't want to do shit like that. Like, we see what Jerry Jones got going on in Dallas. He was like, I'm going to let the football people do the football shit. Like, man, I say this at Hall of Fame.
And I'm just going to go to the massage parlors.
I'm going to relax. I'm just going to be a billionaire and enjoy my money, man. Like, the Hall of Fame is something that should be celebrated. My only thing is, two things is, one, we're probably going to talk more about who did not get in this year than the people who got in. And it is some amazing fucking names with amazing resumes off the football field. Like, Larry Fitzgerald and Drew Brees are 2 of the most respected people off the football field. And we should be celebrating that. But secondly, and I felt like this for a long time with all these Hall of Fames, the voting got to be transparent, bro. We need to see who you voting for and who you not voting for. And we should be able to ask you why you didn't put this person on your ballot. Because even in the Baseball Hall of Fame, I get tired of people not really saying why they not vote for Barry Bonds. We need to know why y'all didn't vote for Bill and why y'all didn't vote for this Robert Kraft and why y'all didn't vote for Eli. We need to know why. And we need to see who you put on your ballot. Because y'all might have put some sorry ass niggas on your ballot. Like, y'all might have had Rodney Harris on your ballot. I ain't saying he's sorry, but he'll be deserved to be in the Hall of Fame over the niggas I just named. So, like, that'll be my thing.
I think y'all said it. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald. I believe Keithley's going to get in this year. And I want to say Suggs, but I'm not 100%. But one, Will Anderson, I think he should get in.
That's a great left tackle. I was going to say him too, but they just so iffy how they judge offensive linemen. But yeah, I think he's a Hall of Fame offensive lineman.
I don't see Frank Gore getting in this year, but he's going to get in because he has to get in. He's second or first of all.
Yeah, he's like
rushing
second
leaders.
or third in all-time rushing. That's why I feel like he should get in this year.
Yeah,
because at some point now the numbers got to matter.
He should, but it's just like,
especially if Eli not going to get in.
But he should. But it's like, are you? Are they like you say? These voters are not doing their job right.
I'm gonna say this: a name on that list, if they get in, Jason Witten, man, if he get in,
I don't see him getting in
over Eli.
I don't see him getting in, but
that's gonna be some bullshit.
Not this year, but he's going to get in.
He's gonna be a bench Hall of Fame. But if he get in this year over goddamn Eli, that's some bullshit.
And Marshall Yonder was one of those.
He's another good offensive lineman. I don't think he's not going to get as long as Willie Anderson.
He's not going to get in this year
for a long time.
He's not going to get in, but I see him getting in soon. And people keep talking about Torrey Holt because he's the last member of those wide receivers back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? That were good in the 2000s, early 2000s.
Yeah, he needs to get in too, man.
He deserves to get in.
Yeah, he needs to get in too. I put it like this: if you tell me that we snubbed Eli to make sure Torrey got in, I'm happy with that because it's been long overdue, man. Speaking of long overdue, man, we got the coaching carousel. So before we, get into all the coaches that was hired, so everyone would get an opportunity to say what hires you like, what hires you don't like. Let's just make sure we put on the table. It's Black History Month. There was 10 vacancies. Not a single black coach was hired. You had names like Brian Flores, Elby Enemy, Byron Leftwich. For those who don't know, Nate Shields, the quarterback coach with the Rams, man. And it was one of the best offenses. There's other guys too. Shout out to Al Harris, if y'all remember him. He's a defensive backs coach for the Packers right now. So, Steve, man, what coaching hirings did you like? Did you not like?
And after that week, I want to say 2 weeks ago, I seen them hires. I want to say 2 weeks ago, I looked at them. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I was like, I'm done. I'm like, I didn't even look to see. I ain't caught up on it.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, even Mike McDaniels, he went back to being an OC, and he's biracial, so he is like African-American descent too. I'll say this. John Harbaugh deserved the job. Kevin Stefanski, even though I didn't want him in Atlanta, he did enough to deserve a second chance. Jesse Minter deserved the opportunity. Clint Kubiak deserved the opportunity. Now we start getting like Todd Monken deserved the opportunity, but now, and so did Mike McCarthy, but now the last kid got a couple guys. Jeff Hartley, you ran the Packers defense. Man, they got some dogs in Green Bay, man. They got some plays in Green Bay. How much of that was you? How much of that was you? Michael LaFleur, I don't know, bro. Like, well, he's the OC and with the Rams, you're not even calling plays. Sean McVay calling the plays, man. And then Joe Brady with the Bills, and it's like, I don't know, bro. There should have been one of these African Americans to get a job, and I think that's disappointing. And that needs to be talked about more in the media about why black people are not getting these jobs when that's an issue. But the other thing that I feel like is stressful with this is someone like Nate Shields and Al Harris. I was very specific in saying what they're doing for their respective teams in terms of being a defensive backs coach and a quarterbacks coach, because they're trying to just hire coordinators. So the defensive coordinator just left from there. The offensive coordinator just left from the Rams. These black coaches that are position groups, they got to get those promotions to coordinators so they can have the opportunity to eventually become a head coach. You can't just get another white boy to be the OC with the Rams. You can't just get another white boy to be the DC in Green Bay. You got to give these black people that get them to be linebackers coaches, DBs coaches, quarterback coaches, receiver coaches, give them the opportunity to actually be the coordinator so they can get opportunity. But if you had to ask me what the best hire was, Clint Kubiak to the Raiders, man. Because what he did for that Seahawks offense this year was very phenomenal. Like, you had Jay-Zan, the best receiver. They ran the ball. If you watch the Seahawks offense, they run the ball so many different ways. So now you're telling me he's going to go to my bad, Vegas. I apologize. And he's going to possibly get Fernando Mendoza, the number one overall pick. He's going to have Genty, who was good as a rookie last year. You're going to have Brock Bowers. Hopefully, we get some, receivers on the outside. But that enough. If you're the offensive mind we think you are, that enough is for the Raiders' offense to improve. And then y'all just got to figure that defense out. So if I'm a Raiders fan, that's the hire that I'm most like, thank God.
Yeah, I don't. As a head coach, I don't think he's going to be good because just he got hired off his name. You know what I'm saying? He's been getting hired off his name. He's been around football so long, you know what I'm saying, because his dad and his brothers and things like that, uncles. But I hope he does well, but you got to finish the job.
Man, I can tell you one thing.
You got to finish the job.
They're not going to be bottom 5 in rushing yards this year.
Yeah, you got to finish the job.
They're going to be in that top 10 in rushing yards this year.
I just hope if I had fun, but you got to finish the job because I don't like the news coming out that he got the job, but he can't announce it really to at Super Bowl. But then because I just hope he finishes the job because that's what happened to us with Atlanta.
Yeah,
we were supposed to win that game and then we didn't. It's going against the same team, the Patriots. And it's like, is there alternative motive because Bill Belichick didn't get in, Robert Kraft didn't get in? Oh, so now they gonna win the Super Bowl? They gonna give him the Super Bowl now? They gonna give him the Super Bowl?
Shit, they already got 6 of them things.
So it's like, come on, man. Like, come on. And I just got one question. Another question. I got another question. If the ball's on the 1 yard line, are you gonna throw a slant or are you gonna run the ball?
Man, Sam Darnold said this week, man. Hey, it depends on how much time left, man. But if you put it to me, I'm throwing it. So
doesn't look good.
Quick, doesn't look good. But guess what though? Hey, he not handed the ball off to Marshawn. He handed it off to Kenneth Walker.
Real quick before we move on, do you think there's a trend of college directors and college coaches being pulled up? You see a trend in that, or?
But none of them got a job though.
Man, I mean, the last couple of years, we just haven't seen a lot of college coaches get jobs. Now, if you want to say someone like Todd Monken, for example, or someone like Eric Minzer, the coordinator, the head coach in Baltimore, that really don't count because they was coordinators at college. They came to the NFL, became coordinators, and then they was in the NFL for a couple of years as coordinators, and then got promoted. But it's been a while since we've seen a Cliff Kingsbury, a nigga who just came straight from college and said, yo, nigga, we're going to give you the keys to a franchise, man. So I think NFL teams are starting to realize it's a different game. So talking about a different game, you can say week 2 in the regular season and the wild card and division round are just games. The Super Bowl is just not another game. It's the biggest game we have in the NFL. It's the biggest game we have in football. It's probably, you can make the
biggest game in the world.
It's probably the biggest, I was just about to say, sporting event that we have in the world, man.
And they need to start having it on I think they need to change it to
on
a Sunday.
Sunday?
Not from Sunday to Saturday, or they need to make or they need to make Monday a holiday.
Yeah. So
I'm for real.
Super Bowl Monday.
I'm gonna give y'all time to make this last segment breathe. What is your initial thoughts on the Super Bowl? Who do you have winning this game, Steve?
Give me the Seahawks. I do not think it's going to be a repeat of years ago. The game will pass, but give me the Seahawks, man. That's what I'm rooting for. And I just think they're going to be able to hold the Pats down, Drake and the boys down. So there we go. Seattle.
I got one player that's going to go be, and it's the left tackle for the Patriots. Is he gonna be able to hold up with them short arms? And I don't think he will, and because he hasn't been able to show up all season long, and he was a high draft pick, but he been getting his lunch handed to him.
Well, they say he's been hurt most of this season because I'm gonna go Seattle too, man. I mean, I feel like it's hard to pick against them. They're the number 1 defense in the league. They got a quarterback that I believe in. I believed in Sam Darnold since last year. and that game against the NFC in the NFC Championship, I feel like he proved me right for me to have my belief in him. They got somebody who's a top 5 receiver in the league. You can make the argument he's probably the best receiver this season. We're just going over this season, and Jay is in. They have a dominant running game. Unfortunately, Charbonnet's injured, but Kenneth Walker, he showed us, in the NFC Championship game what he can do when he gets all the touches. I just feel like they have other receivers that can do their thing, from Cooper Kupp to Rashid Shaheed. Like, they're a complete team. My keys to the game for both teams would be just turnovers, man. Like, whoever wins the turnover battle, I think is probably going to win this game, to be honest. And that's probably why I probably got a 10-point game for Seattle. I feel like Drake May is going to have to do more to win this game than he did some of the other games that he's played to get here. And I feel like that's going to lead to some turnovers. I don't know if I trust that receiving core for the Patriots, if they're going to be able to do what they can against this defense. Don't get it twisted. New England got Gonzalez, and their secondary is cool. But when you look at that secondary in Seattle, you got Witherspoon, who's a top 3 corner, and you got Woolen, who's a top 10 corner. They got 2 guys that can do the job at corner. And that whole defensive line, everyone got at least 7 sacks. So there's no guy who got double-digit sacks. But if you tell them I got 4 guys and they all combined for 30 sacks, man, that means they're all coming. There's no weak link. There's no, let's just double team him because this guy's no. They all can get there to the quarterback, man. Was there any keys to victory for both teams for you? Seas?
I think running's going to be a factor for Seattle. I think the ground game. I think that's going to be a little bit of a boost for them. So I think the ground game, man.
Shit, man. So my last couple questions is, who are the X factors? Like, who's the players that you're looking at and you're just like, if he shows up, this team wins on both sides?
Diggs and JSN. If Diggs shows up and has a big game, Patriots win. If JSN is able to show up, he's been playing all year, Seattle's going to win. And I don't see both of them having a good game. So I got more money on JSN because he's been doing it all season. Like, they've been holding him down for a half, but nobody's held him down for the whole game. So, and the way they run him around and put him in different positions, I can see him having a good game, and he's going to break it open and be the Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, I'm going to go both running backs, man. But I'm not going to go with the starting running back pick. I'm going to go with Henderson. If Trayvon Henderson can do what he's done this season a couple times, be elusive, and he's a way better receiving back than Stevenson, and if he can possibly pass protect on some of the third downs, because that's the reason why he doesn't get in the game as much as Stevenson do. Like, I feel like if you watch that game, the Seahawks played against the Rams, Kyron Williams was able to get open on a couple passes, and that's part of Henderson's game. And then I'm going to go with Kenneth Walker, man. Like, because I don't think Seattle wants to have Sam Darnold throw the ball 40 times. So if Kenneth can just get you a smooth 15 to 20 carries for at least 80 yards, that's just enough of a running threat to allow that play action, which Seattle has been one of the best teams at play action this year, for the secondary for the Patriots to come down. What's your thoughts on C's?
I pretty much said it for me, man. I agree.
All right, y'all, man. Who needs to win the most from a player or coach perspective? And who does the loss hurt the most?
Seattle's got to finish the job, man.
Clint Kubiak,
they got to finish the job, like, because it hasn't. From what I can remember, every time the coach gets promoted to a head coach from the team that's in the Super Bowl, they don't win.
Yeah, the last time the Eagles lost their coordinators, they lost, man. They lost both their coordinators. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. I think a victory helps Sam Darnold the most, because we look at his career completely different if he's the Super Bowl champion, especially if he gets the MVP. I think a loss probably hurts Drake May the most, even though he's a young player, only because he's played so poorly in the playoffs that if he plays pulling the Super Bowl and lose, a lot of people might look at the season he had and might say you had the weakest schedule in the NFL. You got to the playoffs, the competition stepped up, your play didn't step up, and we thought maybe in the Super Bowl you might do something or at least lead your team to victory, and you lost, man. So, like, to me, that would be the thing, man. You said JSN is your Super Bowl MVP. My Super Bowl MVP is going to be Sam Darnold. I think he could potentially have a huge game today. Game for the Super Bowl. Sees who your Super Bowl MVP because you had Seattle winning too.
Henry Henderson, man. I think he's going to really be the difference maker for Seattle. Who needs to win more? I kind of agree with Rose on this one. You got to finish the job. Seattle needs a redemption. It's going to be for fan standpoint. It's going to be a redemption for that loss a couple of years ago, and then just bad plays. And they've literally been one of the best teams this season on both sides of the ball, not just defense, but offensively. They also have been, and then it's like Sam Darnold, like you said, game changer. It's going to change his career, his legacy, and all that. So, I mean, and then May, man, like, if they win it, it'll just boost, his whoever was behind him, backing him, they're just going to add it more. But I think this one's going to mean a lot more for Seattle, man.
If the Patriots win, it's going to be political. Just like it back in after 9/11, you know what I'm saying, when they won. It's going to be political. If the Patriots win, Big T made the phone call.
Hey, final thoughts, everyone.
Hey, we're talking about a 30-plus year career in college basketball. Shout out to Mike. Didn't even know his first name was Thomas. Thomas Michael Izzo. I always knew him as Mike, but shout out to Michigan State, a legend. Probably my fourth or fifth favorite coach from college basketball, man. I was watching the game, I want to say last week or the week before, man. It was Michigan State, and I want to say, forgot maybe Rutgers or something, but it was a pretty good game, close one. And then one of the holidays, sucker Duke, Carolina takes on Duke, number 14 versus number 4. Yeah, they got them twins. Duke is number 4, but hey, we know who holds the record. We know who the better team is. So there we go. And then also on I didn't say anything about it 2 weeks ago, but shout out to Senegal for winning the African Cup. A whole lot of racism between the Moroccan team, which they forgot they was in Africa or some shit. They had a whole lot of racial things going on behind the scenes, man. But looking at that, sad state of affairs today. But
yeah, man. It was announced today after Chris Paul got traded that his NBA career will be over. He hasn't been a great player the last couple of years, man, but still it's kind of sad to see him go out the way he did because Chris Paul is going to be one of the most legendary point guards in NBA history. We had a conversation last year about was he top 5. He's definitely in that top 10 all-time point guards. And when you ask me how I'm going to remember Chris Paul, I'm going to remember him as 2 things: a winner. He just pretty much won no matter where he was at, no matter who you put around him. And I'm also going to remember him as being probably the last pure point guard in the league, man. Because, Chris Paul played in an era where you wanted your point guard to get double-digit assists every night. You didn't want them doing a whole bunch of dribbling and shaking people and crossing people up and taking 5 threes a game and scoring 25 points. Like, he was the quintessential point guard. And he made a lot of players he played with better. And there's players that, to be honest, made all-star teams with him that just, quite frankly, they didn't deserve that shit. And there was players that was in MVP conversations, they didn't deserve that shit, man. So, shout out to Chris Paul on an amazing career. Shout out to the Mamba.
Gotta. Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell out now. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.